Hey guys, it's Matthew here from HearingTracker, keeping you up to date with the latest in hearing technology news. Today I'm going to be unboxing the latest Phonak Lyric hearing aid and giving you an update in terms of everything that you need to know about it. If you are interested in this kind of information, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that grey notifications bell and you'll be updated every time I release a new video. Lyric have gone for a neat, solid box with next to nothing on the outside. For the contents of the box, we could argue that it's a little large, but let's delve inside and see what's in there. In the box, we have a Lyric instruction manual. We have a quick guide for dismantling the SoundLink tool. We have the SoundLink tool itself, a Lyric ID card, and then one or two lyrics depending on your needs. The first generation of Lyric came out in 2007. We're now on version 4. Over the years, we've seen slight tweaks and adjustments from both an electroacoustic point of view and from a physical point of view as well. It's the world's only 100% invisible extended wear hearing aid. And what I mean by that is it's placed in the ear canal. We put it in under microscope, so it's an audiologist that needs to insert it, and it's left in there for between 2 to 3 months at a time. This is why it's dubbed the contact lens of the ear. The audiologist that fits Lyric needs to be specially trained in fitting Lyric, and after a 2 to 3 month period, you need to take another trip back to see your audiologist. They'll take it out using a special tool and reinsert another one. Due to the depth of the insertion, it really is the most discreet hearing aid that's out there, and even with someone peering down your ear canal, they shouldn't notice that it's in there. It's also great from a convenience point of view because there are no batteries to change every week or so like there are with conventional hearing aids, and at the same time there's no maintenance necessary to keep it working. The cost of Lyric does vary depending on the audiologist that you see, and in the UK it starts at around £1,500 per ear per year. In the US it's around $1,700. Bear in mind that this is an annual subscription rather than purchasing the Lyric outright, and it should include both your ongoing appointments to change them over and at the same time any associated wax removal appointments as well. The SoundLink tool that comes with your Lyrics has a handy keychain to allow you to carry it around with you wherever you go. It's important that you have it with you at all times if you're wearing Lyric, and it serves as having two different functions. So number one, it acts as a remote control, allowing you to both adjust the volume, put Lyric into an on or an off mode, or even to put it into a sleep mode. And number two, it acts as a tool to allow you to remove Lyric from your ear. These subjects are quite big in themselves, and I have made a couple of videos on them, so I'll put those in the description to this video. The Lyric itself weighs next to nothing, which makes sense as after a couple of days, the sensation of its presence should completely disappear from being in your ear. The torpedo design is made as such to allow it to fit most ears, and the two seals still allow your ear to breathe even with the Lyric in situ. The extra small has a third seal for another layer of comfort, and on the version 4 upgrade that we saw at the tail end of 2020, we've seen an improvement in terms of the wax protection system on both the microphones and the speaker. You should be able to see two little threads on the outside which are then used when the Lyric needs to be removed. Underneath those bright yellow seals, we have the rest of the components, which include the cleverly rolled printed circuit board, amplifier and battery. You might be asking yourself, why have they made it bright yellow if it's designed to be the most discreet hearing aid that's out there? And it would be a good question to ask. The reason being is that if we pull a Lyric out of somebody's ear and something's left behind, it's really easy for us to see. Now saying that, in my practice, I've been fitting Lyric for 7 years and there's not been one occasion when anything's been left behind in somebody's ears. So it's not really anything you'd need to worry about. The Lyric itself comes in 7 different sizes, and before we can fit it, there are 2 measurements that we need to take in order to be able to get the most appropriate fitting for the person sat in front of us. So number 1, we need to look at the correct insertion depth, so that's how far down the ear canal it needs to fit. And number 2, we need to look at which is the most appropriate size Lyric for the individual that we've got. The process that's involved in terms of measuring the correct insertion depth of the ear canal involves using a specially made silicone thread, which we gently thread down the ear canal until it taps on the eardrum. That gives us a measurement in terms of how far down we should put the Lyric. Secondly, we have to establish which is the correct size of Lyric out of those 7 that we need to put in the ear canal. What I do is I'll start off with the very smallest size, so the extra small, and I'll gradually build up until we find a size which is appropriate. If it's too small, then sound can leak out and we'll get feedback. If it's too big, then we can get pressure points in the ears. So there's a nice comfortable sweet spot there in the middle. The biggest challenge that I've faced over the years in terms of fitting lyric is that not all ear canals are the standard lyric shape. The positive thing is that over the years we've learned that you can modify and tailor some of the seals to be able to match even the strangest of ear canal shapes. And so there are solutions if your ear canal isn't designed for a normal standard lyric shape. The measuring process actually takes place with dummy lyrics, and then once we've established the correct depth and size, we go on and put a live lyric in the ear. When the lyric is inserted to the optimal position, the user would experience a small amount of pressure because of where it's resting on the ear canal wall. As soon as that's released, that pressure should disappear. It's a normal experience. Although it's water resistant and has protective layers against moisture, it's still an electronic device at the end of the day with exposed microphones. So there are a few activities that I wouldn't recommend wearing lyric for, such as scuba diving, skydiving, or swimming. If you're someone that has long and steamy showers or likes to have a bath, then there's no problem with getting a custom set of earplugs made to put in your ears whilst you've got the lyric in situ, and it stops any premature visits to see your audiologist. If you're a keen swimmer, I don't necessarily think that lyric is the most suitable thing for you. However, there are patients that I have who I've taught to self-insert, so you can take lyric out before you go swimming and you can put it in again afterwards. So that is a possibility as well. I've also made a video in terms of self-insertion, so I'll put a link to that in the description to this video. Another great thing that Lyric have thought about is their Lyric tourist case setup. And what that means is your lyric details are stored in the cloud so that if you are away on holiday somewhere, so say you're from London but you're over in New York and your lyric dies, if you take your lyric ID card, they'll be able to find your details on the cloud, and then they'll be able to fit you with the same settings and the same lyric as the practice that you would have had it done in London. So if you're on holiday or you're away and it dies, this is a great convenience so that you can just go to another lyric provider and you shouldn't have to be without wearing lyric. As you can tell, I think that lyric is great from a convenience point of view, but there are a few lifestyle choices that you just have to be aware of if you're interested in wearing lyric. Of course, I haven't even spoken about how it works from a hearing point of view yet. And again, I'm pleased to say that there are a lot of positives. It's suitable from a mild to severe hearing loss, so if your hearing loss falls within this fitting range, then it could be suitable for you. Lyric is a digitally programmable analog device, and some people, when they hear the word analog, they think, oh, that must be an old hearing aid then. And it's not necessarily the case. Analog devices tend to be able to provide a far more natural listening experience. And from that perspective, it means that I've had some great success with some of the musicians that I've fitted with Lyric, who tend to be some of my toughest patients in terms of being able to achieve satisfaction with their hearing aids. To counter that, because this is an analog device, I don't necessarily have the same degree of parameters to be able to adjust when I'm adjusting a lyric to match the set of hearing test results that I would do with a traditional set of hearing aids. So there's sometimes a little bit of trade-offs from a convenience and a discretion point of view with being able to hear it more effectively in groups and crowds and noisy situations. I love the doors that Phonak have opened with Lyric, and it definitely provides me with a product that I can recommend to people which is effective and discreet, and it's for people that aren't necessarily ready to tell the world or advertise to the world that they have a form of hearing loss just yet. There are 4.7 million people in the UK that have some form of hearing loss but choose not to wear hearing aids, and I think one of those big reasons is cosmetics, and Lyric certainly overcomes that. Overall, Lyric gets a big thumbs up from me, and whilst there are a few negatives, the positives massively outweigh them. Lyric does come with a 30-day trial period wherever you go, and so if it's something that you're interested in, I'd recommend going out there, finding an audiologist who deals with Lyric and finding out whether you're suitable for it. It could potentially be life-changing. If not, so if it's not suitable for you, then the audiologist will be able to recommend something else that's suitable for either your hearing test results or the shape and size of your ear canals. I hope you found this video useful, guys. If so, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so for more updates on tech like this. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them beneath this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll see you in the next video.